Arizona Diamondbacks continue to roll through a 10-game homestand, and they do so tonight. It's Game 3 of a 4-game set against the best in the National League East on a roll starting in about late April. These Braves going head-to-head with the Diamondbacks. Hello there, folks, and welcome back to the ballpark. My name is Darren Sutton. For the purpose of this broadcast open, this is Professor Mark Grace.
Okay.
He is going to be the base running professor. And the great thing about this game of baseball is that we see something new, folks, every single day, something that we all, especially if we follow or play the game, can learn from. Gerardo Parra was front and center last night in what we're calling a teaching moment.
Well, and Gerardo Parra made a big mistake at a big time in the ball game on the bases. A base hit by Kelly Johnson up the middle. And you see where Gerardo Parra is. Bang. He's on third base. A very fast base runner is on in front of him. That would be Chris Young. He is right in the same spot on third base. He should realize that Chris Young is going to score on this ball. He doesn't need to go to third base because that throw is about 70 feet less than the throw to home plate. He could have easily just stayed at second base. Chris Young scores. Now Connor Jackson would have gotten an opportunity with 2 outs. Instead, he gets in the rundown. That's the end of the inning, and the Diamondback bullpen couldn't hold the Braves down, and you ended up losing the ball game. So base running just as important as hitting, as defense, as pitching. You can win and lose with it.
I spoke with Parr. He did do that intentionally. He realized immediately that it was the wrong decision. He looks forward to getting another opportunity. Thank you, Professor Grace. Now, we talk about Ian Kennedy. And Ian Kennedy had 12 starts for the Yankees coming into this year. He has had 12 starts for the Diamondbacks, and boy, what a different dozen it has been for the man out of Southern California.
Well, he's certainly been a good find. He's a guy that came over from the Yankees, certainly a championship organization, the Yankees. But there was a lot of question marks with Ian Kennedy. Would he be healthy enough after suffering an aneurysm in his right arm last year? Well, the answer has been yes. He's been healthy. He's been awfully good, Darren Sutton, and he's been the most consistent starter, if you ask me.
Well, he certainly has, and he's a strike thrower, more so than he was. Maybe a little bit of fear in New York, and it's been 3 pitches all the time for strikes.
He's got a good fastball that he can locate now, a great changeup. He will tell you his changeup is his best pitch, and his curveball's coming around too. He's certainly been a good find.
All right, certainly glad to have you with us tonight. The Diamondbacks going head-to-head with the Atlanta Braves. It's been a split in the first couple of games. Of course, the Diamondbacks came home and won the series over the Rockies. Got to make it a good homestand, and it starts tonight. By Colorado Tourism. Start planning your Colorado summer adventure today at Colorado.com. And by Southwest Airlines. Visit Southwest.com. Grab your bag. It is on.
And we welcome you back to Chase Field on this Wednesday night, third game of the four-game set between the Diamondbacks and the Braves. Jody Jackson with you. And, home runs are always good, but tonight home runs mean money raised for prostate cancer awareness. It is the 14th annual Home Run Challenge going on this month, and from tonight until Father's Day, June 20th, 60 select Major League Baseball games around Major League Baseball will raise money for prostate cancer research through the Home Run Challenge, and every home run is $10,000 donated. You see the numbers there. If you want more information, visit the website, pcf.org. That is the Prostate Cancer Foundation. And what it means, $2.6 million just last year. So millions and millions of dollars over the last 14 seasons. Well, the Diamondbacks, they do hit home runs. Third in the National League. Last night we saw a home run from Kelly Johnson and then Justin Upton. And just for fun to round it up, Mark Reynolds had a home run as well, so that would have been $30,000 by the Diamondbacks alone. Stay with us.
These Diamondbacks, they hope that they can turn a solid homestand into a ninth month of June, but it's going to be a big challenge with regard to opposing teams. We've talked about it a lot. Ian Kennedy charged with the responsibility tonight of holding down future Hall of Famer Bobby Cox and his starting lineup. What a great story it's been since the end of April. One of the best teams in the National League. His lineup is brought to you by KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken. It's Prado at the top. He is on a roll, 12-game hitting streak. 20-year-old Jason Hayward. Chipper Jones, could this be his final season? We will see. A great conversation he had with Mark Grace we'll share with you over the next couple of days. It's Brian McCann, Troy Gloss, Eric Hinsky, Escobar, McLeod, and Kenshin Kawakami. We talked about Ian Kennedy, the 25-year-old, a dozen starts as a Diamondback, a dozen as a Yankee. Previous to that, the UPS store presents the numbers. We tell you this, last time out, went 6 innings, gave up 3 earned runs, but 6 runs overall. Bottom line, though, the Diamondbacks won it by a score of 7-6.
Another guy with the Diamondbacks, Ian Kennedy, along with Dan Heron, a lot of strikeouts, but yet a lot of home runs given up, 14.
Well, these Diamondbacks continue on a near-record pace as a staff allowing long balls, but we are underway at Chase Field, and a good way to start it. As Martin Prado flies out to left field, and it is put away by Eduardo Parra. Parra anchors the defense, and it's brought to you by Jaguar. Gets it rolling with Young and Upton next to him. Reynolds, Drew, Kelly Johnson, and Rusty Ryle gets us started first. Chris Snyder is behind the plate. Just giving a look at first base. Skipper simply put, just wanted to shake things up a little bit, give him a look, give him 4 at-bats, as that one is outside. 1-0 the count to young Jason Hayward. National League Rookie of the Month in April and in May. How about that? A 1-0 changeup to even it up. 1-1 the count. That's such a weapon for a pitcher.
That you can throw it for a called strike. Anything off speed for a called strike, what a weapon that is early in the count.
2-1 as he misses in with a fastball to Hayward. And he leads rookies in just about every single category in the National League. Homers and RBIs and slug and on base and walks. He's also walking a lot. How about that? Fastball is low, as we see, case in point, patiently waiting.
Well, he's probably going to get a fastball to hit here. Let's see if Ian Kennedy can stick it on the outside corner and at the knees.
Snyder wanted a changeup. He shook it off to a fastball and he missed.
There's that walk you were talking about, Darren.
And you talk about young hitters. That with the young man, the 38th walk of the year, and his on-base percentage is right at 400 now. And he gives way to the elder statesman, Chipper Jones. One away for Jones. Play him to pull in the infield, outfield straight up, and the pitch is low. 1-0 the count. We will hear parts of those conversations that Gracie was able to have with Chipper at some point during the ball game, and post-game shows the next couple of days as well. Kind of reflective. I mean, you get to a point in your career, if it's the last year, if it's the last 2 years, whatever it is, you caught him in a very reflective moment. Now, I know there's a mutual respect in the relationship, but as a bit of a teaser, where do you think he stands as he plays here in 2010?
I would say, Darren, that I think he'd like to keep playing. I think he'd really like his body to allow him to keep playing. And that's where you get the reflective. I think right now, he's still a little unsure what the future brings. He's contracted through this year. And he is the face of this franchise.
Well, that was a great graphic. You saw Chipper and then all those Yankees that have been there for so long.
Exactly.
When you're good, you stay in the big leagues for a long time. And when you stay in the big leagues for a long time, you make a lot of money. So what happens is, to be on that list, you have to play for teams that are willing to invest dollars, and you have the ability to.
That's true.
It's a two-way street. I mean, the player has to be loyal to an extent, but the organization has to be loyal as well.
When you're as great as Chipper Jones has been, it's not hard for a team to be loyal to you. This guy won a batting title just 2 years ago. That's a nice fastball right on the outside corner.
Joe West is behind home plate, despite the fact that when he waved up here to the broadcast booth, Gracie threw him out of the game. He still is here working. Hernandez, Schreiber, and Drake, the quartet, the men in black around the base pads.
I guess I don't have any pull around here when it comes to running guys.
Throwing umpires out. So on 2-2, he throws him a curveball, and a nice take there. That's the one part of Jones's game that has not at all dissipated, Gracie. It's those eyes. He has 38 walks this year, and even though he's hitting .237, his on base is nearly .400.
That's a tough one to lay off right there.
Nearly 1,500 career runs batted in. Runner goes, and he flips that one into the seats.
See, that's the first ball really in the middle of the plate to Chipper Jones. Everything been down, but he got away with it.
Ryle holding Hayward at first. We keep an eye. He took off a moment ago. There he goes, and the pitch, a little chopper. Will they still try to get two? There's one. There's two. A double play. For just the fourth time this year, Ian Kennedy rolls him up. Threw him a changeup, fooled him badly. Kawakami looking for his first win of the year rolls. And he does so against A.J. Hinch, skipper of these Diamondbacks. Bench coach Kirk Gibson nearby. Let's take a look at the Southwest Airlines starting lineup. Kelly Johnson has battered his old club around in this series and all season long for that matter. Justin Upton, Stephen Drew, then it's Mark Reynolds. Chris Young, Gerardo Parra, Rusty Ryle. There's Rusty. Then it's Chris Snyder and Ian Kennedy. Well, if it wasn't for bad luck and a little bit of bad pitching, Kawakami would have no luck at all. He is 0-8 with a 4.91 ERA. Fell to 0-8 on a outing at L.A. on June the 4th. The first Braves pitcher since Rosie Ryan in 1925 when they were in Boston to lose his first 8 decisions of the year. So there's been bad luck as well. In 5 of his 8 starts, he has gone 6 or more innings with 3 earned runs or less, and he's 0-4 in those games. That pitch is outside to Kelly Johnson. Up here, we like to call him hard-hitting Kelly Johnson.
He has certainly been that this year.
The 1-0. Bounces in there, 2-0 the count. We saw for Kelly the on base of 378, league average is 329. He's slugging 553, National League average is 402.
That's basically why they got him. I think he's been a lot more productive than even the Diamondbacks had hoped, but he's always been an on base percentage guy. A guy that does draw his walks and still going to hit you around 270, 280. Boy, he's hit the long ball. He's got a lot of big hits.
And this home run, simply put, was fun last night. I mean, when you see a hitter homer the other way, we always love it, especially up here. And we appreciate it, I think. But to homer the other way with something on it off the foul pole,
it's hard to do.
The 2-2. Breaking ball hits it a mile high to right. Hayward working his territory, and he makes the play for the out. Defense for the Atlanta Braves, and it's brought to you by KFC. It's Hinsky, McLeod, and Hayward. Chipper Jones, Yunel Escobar, Martin Prado made Kelly Johnson available over the winter. Troy Gloss playing a bit of first and learning as he goes. Brian McCann is behind the plate. And Gloss couldn't sign to play third because that man still is out there defensively. There was a point in his career when these Braves were making changes. They asked Jones to move to the outfield from His position at the time at short, he's played short, he's played third, he's played left. To me, that's something else that makes him, and you and I were having the Hall of Fame discussion before the game today, willingness to move around like Craig Biggio was willing to do.
That just makes him a professional.
1-1 the count to Justin Upton.
Yeah, Justin really pulled off that breaking ball. That front shoulder, watch the front shoulder open up. That's called pulling off, when that front hip, the front shoulder, and head goes off the ball. Got to stay right through the box. Once again, the shoulder flying open.
That was the split-fingered fastball there. His split, a little bit more of a changeup when you watch the movement on it than Dan Herons would say, bounces hard towards that ground. But he does throw the split-fingered fastball, cutter, curveball along with the fastball. That's the fastball that's high. 2-2 the count. The young man was 1 for 7 to this point with the home run last night in this series. Outside, not interested in that one. A breaking ball missed there. Kawakami last year, been a tough start to his career here in the major league since coming over from Japan. He was 7-12 last year, but he had a 3.80 ERA. He goes to work. Justin gives himself up a bit on a breaking ball, and Gloss fouls that off.
But he stayed on that one. He didn't pull off that one. He read it, and then the front shoulder doesn't fly open. He actually tries to swat it the other way. That was a much better swing and a much better approach there by Justin.
All right, let's see what happens then to follow. The count is 3-2. 11 years this man played in the major leagues in Japan, Japanese professional leagues. Gave him a fastball, and he fouled it off. And like anyone who has the courage to make the jump, you're good. And obviously 6-time All-Star, league MVP as a pitcher. And a lot of wins in 11 seasons. Kenshin Kawakami. Got him to chase a fastball up and in. Well, he stayed away the entire time until that final pitch. And whether he meant to or not, he got it.
Yeah, Justin chases one very high and very inside, and you're just not going to hit that one.
And so for Upton, 78 strikeouts this year. As he leads his mates in that category. There's a strike to Stephen Drew. Drew 284, 4 home runs, 24 RBIs. On base of about 350 and slugging a little bit over 450 this year is Stephen. Couple of triples, 5 runs batted in on this homestand. A little number. Well, look at the funky spin on that one. Chipper sticks with it. He was already cheating in for Stephen, and I think it helped. For a man who rarely bunts, Chipper made the right decision. It wasn't a bunt, though. It was a swinging bunt. Fox Sports Arizona is brought to you by Schumacher European. It's a Mercedes-Benz Supercenter located at Scottsdale Road and Loop 101. DriveTheBest.com. Blimpie, America's Sub Shop. AAA, call 1-800-INSURANCE to save money right now. AAA, there when you need us most. Rolling around the ballpark, downtown Phoenix, Arizona. Brian McCann, Troy Gloss, and Eric Hinsky. McCann this year, 5 for 15 against the Diamondbacks with a homer as that one runs away. Amica Insurance presents the hit zone for McCann. Likes it at the belt. Not in, though. And the 2-0. Boy, a little bit of extension on the corner. That's nice to see. This is May 14th in Atlanta. That certainly was a no-doubter as that one runs up and in. In that ball game, he went 6 1/3, 7 hits, 3 runs, pitched well. The bullpen couldn't hold it. It was a blown save. So it ended up being a 6-5 loss. And ball 4, leadoff walk to Brian McCann in front of Troy Gloss. For whatever reason, the 12 second innings that Kennedy has worked this year have not been his friend. ERA of 6 in the second inning. And the rest of the ball game, whatever other innings he's working in, below 3. For whatever reason.
It's probably a phobia of the number 2.
Could be. Or then again, not. Right down the middle, 0-1 the count to Troy Gloss.
Find out what that phobia is called. See if we can help Ian Kennedy get over that.
Left a breaking ball up. By the way, log on to FoxSportsArizona.com right now and discuss tonight's game with veteran baseball writer Jack Magruder. So follow along with Jack. He's right here watching the game with you. And you can talk baseball with him. Pitch is high at 2-1 the count.
Kennedy having trouble throwing strikes. A walk in the first. Got erased by a double play. Now a leadoff walk here. And now he's falling behind to Troy Gloss, who leads the league in RBIs.
Boy, Gloss was hitting 194 on April the 30th. That's the same day, by the way, the Braves turned things around. Change and a dandy. 2-2 the count. Since the calendar flipped over to May, he is hitting .326. He's got 9 home runs and 36 RBIs.
Nice change up there from Ian Kennedy.
Two. Takes a pitch away, and the count 3-2 to Gloss. 47 home runs, the record when he set it at the time for home runs by a third baseman, passing Mike Schmidt back in 2000. He also the next year hit 41 long balls. 3-2. What's coming? Well, they threw him a changeup and he walked him. So, starting the inning with back-to-back walks. Watch the Fox tracks, folks, and Gracie, you'll see he again missed away.
Walk to McCann was on a 3-1 changeup. Walk to Gloss on a 3-2 changeup.
Well, when you've given up 14 homers in 12 starts and you're amongst the league leaders in that category, you're fine with giving up homers when they're solo home runs. But what gets scary is that one again grabs the outside corner, or better said, the right-handed batter's box. 0-1 the count. I'm liking the Cowboy today. I tell you what, a pitcher's umpire. You keep going, Joe. The 0-1. Funny how things work. You know, umpiring is in that little area between the catcher and the left-handed hitter. Clearly sees the corner. Clearly sees it. He didn't like that one. Away, he's blocked a little bit more in that corner.
Yeah, you got it. It's a little more guesswork because you're taught to set up on the inside corner, so you're just looking right at it, as you can see.
Shot, and it's a foul ball. Fastball at 89 miles an hour. Hinske was an Arkansas Razorback.
Yes, he was. As is everybody in my family but me.
Razorbacks are coming to town to take on ASU. That's super regional this weekend on campus. Go catch some ball if you're not coming here, or put them both together if you can with your schedule. Curve ball, a solid take there. 2-2 the count. Hinske 3 for 8 in this series. He's kind of played a little bit of everywhere. About 400 games he started at third. About 150 at first. About 200 he started in the outfield in his major league career. He'll hammer a mistake, though. Another good take, and the count is full. 3-2 the count.
Let's see if Bobby Cox rolls the dice and decides to send Brian McCann. Troy Gloss, 0 speed on the base paths. If you can find a way to get a swing and a miss, you're going to get a double play.
Playing behind him, base runners don't go anywhere, and he got it. High fastball chasing there, up and out of the zone. First strikeout of the ball game to go along with 3 walks for Kennedy.
And he just elevated a fastball right around the letters. Hinske took a big swing, but it was clearly up. And even though that's in the box as far as our tracker there, that's up. That would not have been called a strike.
Breaking ball at strike 1. You know, if you're going to be a person who enjoys the luxury box, occasionally it's nice to have a photo with the World Series championship trophy.
I got my picture with that thing.
Well, that is a thing of beauty.
A ring came along with that.
I love that. I would have won the count to Escobar.
When you're around that trophy, please keep your tongue in your mouth.
Yes, yes. Into right field, Upton coming over. He'll have to play it on the hop. So Escobar, who was just 1 for 15 against Arizona, takes the ball to right field, and now Nate McLouth, who is below 200 this year, but against the Diamondbacks has done plenty of damage.
Nothing you can do as the lead runner there. It was a tough read whether Justin Upton was going to catch that or not, so you just go halfway, and if it falls, scamper to third. Bases loaded here with only 1 out.
Kennedy this year has opponents hit 250 against him with no one on. 173 with runners in scoring position. Time for him to go to work against McLouth. Ball 1 outside. It's not what we're used to seeing with the way he has worked this year. First pitch strikes, the percentage higher than it's ever been, well above league average, but today he's missing a lot out of the zone. 14 strikes, 19 balls. 1-1 the count.
Well, McLouth got a good pitch to do something with there and fouled it back.
The biggest saving grace, sorry Gracie, for McLouth right now is that there's nowhere to put him with the pitcher on deck. He's got to pitch to him.
Yeah, but boy, when you get something up and out over with the bases loaded, man, you are kicking yourself for not taking care of business on that pitch.
We'll see more around the plate, though. That one's high, 2-1 the count.
Yeah, but with the wildness Kennedy's had, you have to ask yourself, are you going to see something around the plate?
Two and one the count.
Oh, man, he got another one right down Broadway. Same result, a foul ball. I mean, this is a grand slam pitch here. I mean, oh, baby.
And he homered earlier at Key. Oh, boy, that reaction said it all, didn't it?
I mean, I even reacted like that. It's been a long time since I fouled that one off.
2-2 the count. Can he get out of this mess? He's got the pitcher on deck. The 2-2. Got him. Chasing up. The same thing Hinsky did. Oh, my goodness. 2 outs. And now Kawakami.
Now you miss 2 right down the middle, then you chase something up like that and out of the zone. That's officially a bat at bat right there for Nate McLeod.
So now Kawakami, 2 for 16 this year with 6 strikeouts. Strike 1.
Well, he took a mighty rip at it, though.
Well, as much as Kennedy has been a mess this inning with regard to the strike zone, if he can work through this thing, pitch count already too high. His pitch count last couple of starts has started to creep back up again. The right-hander with the 0-1 is up and away. 1-1 the count. Of course, we hate to remind you, but the Diamondbacks have issued 11 bases-loaded walks this year, more than any team in the National League. They've also hit a couple of batters to force in runs as well. The 1-1. Bouncing ball, 1-2 the count.
Kawakami looks a little hitterish in there, doesn't he?
He does. He's got a double. He's walked 3 times as well.
You can throw him a curveball for a strike, you've got him. I'm not a big believer in throwing pitchers changeups, but curveballs are pretty good weapon on pitchers.
I would agree. Changeup, very dangerous. The 1-2. Fastball pokes at it, just stabbed his bat at the baseball. Uh-oh, hey, come on now.
Braves fan.
Good to have Hayes with us at the ballpark.
Hello, Lester.
One and two the count. Snyder sends out the sign and the pitch. Curveball, that's the one you asked for.
He just couldn't throw it for a strike.
When you watch Kennedy work, he will pull that index finger up if he's throwing a curveball, and you'll clearly see the knuckle on the ball. Ian was saying the other day, though, that he doesn't get on the side of it like a classic curveball. He pushes it out a little bit, almost like a knuckle curve. That was the changeup grip there.
This is a fastball coming.
A little chopper. Kelly Johnson. Flip in time for the out. Darned if he didn't get out of that mess, Grayson.
That's a bit of a Houdini act right there.
game. Don't forget baseball's biggest stars go head-to-head for one spectacular night as Fox brings you every moment of the 2010 All-Star Game. Coverage begins Tuesday, July 13th from Anaheim at 5, only on Fox.
Speaking of that, Darren, voting's still open for the 2010 All-Star Game in Anaheim. Send the deserving players to the All-Star Game. Vote early, vote often, vote now at dbacks.com. Vote right there. I voted today.
Did you?
I did.
Did you get the button, I voted today? Wear the pin around?
I did.
Good for you.
I did.
Well, certainly looking forward to the All-Star Game again this season.
You don't have to be a registered voter or anything. You just go grab some ballots, vote.
Mark Reynolds to lead it off. I loved the conversation you and I were having as we were filling out our scorebooks today. Talking about this man, and you were talking about the last couple of nights of success that he had in the pregame show with Todd and Joe.
Right.
And there are ways to break him down, but there is no exact science with this man because his swing is so unique.
Unique, unorthodox, whatever it is, it's a very powerful swing. But it's also a swing that comes up empty a lot. But at the end of the day, he's in the top 3 in RBIs in the National League and still hitting .217.
That one is fouled off. This is last night. This is Monday night, I should say. I love this one because this is to the opposite field.
Talking with Chipper Jones before the game today. Mark Reynolds was in the batting cage hitting when we were having our conversation. And right in the middle of our conversation, he just stopped everything and he had to watch Mark Reynolds hit. And he goes, "Gracie, this boy's got donkey pop."
Oh, as you were saying, high and deep to left field, fair or foul. It is foul midway up the all-you-can-eat seats. I mean, that nearly got up to the buffet line that time.
Did we say something about a donkey? A hanging breaking ball. Watch the foot get down. Boom. And he doesn't overswing. That's just his normal swing that can carry a ball that far, Darren. Truly amazing.
There you go, donkey pop. A phrase coined by Chipper Jones. Out front with a
That's usually what happens after you homer foul.
So Reynolds goes down on strikes, and he goes down for the 79th time this year as he pulls back ahead of Upton.
That was a change up the outside corner. Reynolds nowhere near it.
You don't see that much with him. He gets angry, he gets upset, but you see a little bit more of that with Upton. He's really grinding away. There are some, as you talked about, mechanical adjustments he's working through, and he got instant results the last couple of nights. He didn't get it there. And to make sure as he drifts forward, as you have spoken, getting the foot down and making sure the hands don't come to about the belt. 1-1 the count. I don't mind that at all, what I just saw, though.
I think it's always frustrating when you just miss a home run by a couple of feet and then you strike out.
Chris Young takes a changeup that sails high, that split-fingered fastball. Every time a Diamondback hits a home run this season, our good friends and partners with Fulton Homes donate $150 to the Central Arizona Mountain Rescue Association. Breaking ball to the gap it goes. Chasing his McLeod. He won't get there. It's up against the Geico sign. CY hustling on around. He is in the second with the double. For the 12th time this year, it's a two-bagger for Chris Young.
Well, his stellar year continues. Took a hanging breaking ball and just drilled it into the left center gap. McLeod and Hinsky nowhere near it, so a one-out double for Chris Young. Boy, I just can't get over what a different and much better baseball player Chris Young is this year compared to last year at this time.
Well, it's 58 games. That's what you're talking about. Last year at this time, he had 14 runs batted in. 14. And he's got 40 this year. By the way, he's got 7 more walks this year than he had last year. That probably doesn't surprise you. Chance for Parr to drive a run in.
I just think it's all kind of intertwined, Darren. The walks, the much less frequent pop-ups.
The 1-0. A little topper, 1-1 the count. Well, Young was another one, if you want to get technical, folks, and talk hitting, and Gracie can explain what they've shared with us down there. Is he was another one that would have so much head movement, and as he drifted towards the pitcher, the hands would drop again. And because of that, when your hands are low, you're rushing, everything's moving, you're in the strike zone for, bang, a split second. That's it.
Yeah, your bat's not, the barrel of the bat is not in the strike zone for very long at all. He's had to make some major adjustments. I think he's adjusted to how they're pitching him.
Topper, and it's a foul ball. Spread those feet out. Shortened up his stride, talking about Young.
And he's not swinging near as hard as he did last year. He's still got 9 home runs. He's still got 40 RBIs because he's a strong kid and he's wiry. Use that leverage. I know you like the tall, lean guys to stand tall in the box. Use that leverage. I don't like a guy like Chris Young down in a crouch, taking away your pop.
Yeah, it's no different than a big, tall pitcher that drops and drives. The 1-2. Out to first. Gloss flips to Kawakami covering. Runner moves up to third, but there are 2 outs in the inning. So Parra is now 3 for 10 on the homestand. Going to start tonight for Rusty Rott. As Rusty, the man out of Oklahoma, strides into that batter's box and gets comfortable. Young is at third. When Rusty is a starter, he's a hitter. He's a hitter all the time, but as a starter this year, hitting .300 with an on-base of .342, slugging percentage over .600. This is what he's done overall this year. Seems he's a hitter all the time. Boy, talk about missing a spot. You hold your breath. McCann was set up almost underneath the elbows of Ryle there, and that one was down the middle but low.
It was down, right. But you're right, it was in the middle of the plate.
Runner at third. Tell me about McCann as a catcher. Everyone talks about his hitting. He's a big, thick guy. He's a Georgia boy. What do you know about his ability to catch?
Well, he's a guy that first and foremost, and I think it's the biggest compliment you can give a catcher defensively, is he cares about the defensive side of the game. He's not back there thinking about hitting like a lot of offensive catchers do. He's back there working just as hard as his pitcher is, trying to get these hitters out. Not the greatest of throwing arms, Darren, and I think he'd be the first to tell you, but he is a guy that works very hard on his game every day. He's becoming a leader on this team. If you've got a catcher that's one of your leaders, I think it's very valuable to have that.
2-2 the count.
Because he's got something in common with everybody, every pitcher and every position player, because he's working with these pitchers and every one of them. And then again, he's also one of the position players as well. So he's got all 24 guys dependent on him.
2-2. Pitch is just off the plate. Well, as a team, the Braves, and we talk about their arms, David Ross, the backup, they're a league average club throwing out base runners, just a tick above, actually, 30%. If you want to know who the best are, St. Louis, San Diego, they're the best as a team throwing out base runners. The bottom of the rung is Pittsburgh and, unfortunately, Arizona. Runner at third, 3-2. He chases, blocked up by McCann. And so Ryle goes down on strike. So 1-out double. You hate to waste it, but the Diamondbacks did.
And in the pregame, we talked with Brooks Conrad, an Atlanta Brave, but a Sun Devil as well. And so I'm alongside another Sun Devil, Raul Torres, who's also actually a Diamondback, 21st round. But we'll get to that in a minute. Raul, you're here with your teammates tonight. You're getting set for the Super Regional. You're 50-8. What does it feel like to go into the NCAA tournament as the #1 seed?
It's exciting. It's just, we worked really hard all year long and had a great season. And we're just pulling together, and it's just a lot of fun. It's the best time of year.
You have dreams, obviously, of Omaha and winning it all, and you face Arkansas this weekend. Is it hard to not get too out in front of yourself when you hear a lot of the experts picking you guys right up there?
Yeah, it's exciting, but, one great thing about this team is we're really focused, and we're just worried about Saturday night and taking it pitch by pitch and, playing our best, and we'll see how it works out, but we're excited.
What is so special about this team? Because it seems like it's been a magical year, and the chemistry seems like a big factor for you guys.
Oh, absolutely. It's the chemistry, for sure. We've just got such a great group of guys, and everybody produces, from the freshmen to the seniors. Pitching has carried us through the year sometimes. Hitting, it's just been really well balanced and just fun to watch. Good group of guys.
And, of course, Tim Esme, a familiar face at ASU, but as the head coach this year, what has his impact been?
Oh, he's brought so much energy to the team and a fun atmosphere, and just, he's allowed the players to play loose, and there's just a great trust between him and the players, and he's just done a great job this year.
Okay, so yesterday, big day in your life. Was it a dream come true to be drafted by the Arizona Diamondbacks, a Brophy grad, a Phoenician?
Oh, absolutely. I grew up 2 blocks away from the stadium, and I watched the stadium being built and was here for opening day, and I thought it was a dream come true to get to play at ASU with my brother, and here I am now getting to being drafted by the Diamondbacks, and just I couldn't have written it up any better. It's perfect.
Raul, it's a great story. Best of luck this weekend as you play at Packard Stadium. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, guys, in the Super Regional against Arkansas. And, what a time it's been for Raul. A dream come true. He plays in the infield with his brother, Ricio, and now drafted by his hometown team.
That's great stuff. Congratulations. How about those memories? First of all, you're staying in town. You're playing for a great program. You were remembering when the stadium became a stadium.
Right. When this was just a big old hole in the ground.
Coming from a fabulous family as well. So, good story. Congratulations to ASU. Ought to be a whale of a regional. Those teams from the SEC don't tiptoe into town. Not at all. Gobbled up over there. And Hayward is retired. 2 outs in the inning. Broke the edge of the bat there, so he keeps the handle with him.
Remember when you played in the backyard, you were playing wiffle ball or tennis ball? If you ran with the bat, you were out.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that rule?
I certainly do.
4 fouls and you're out. Remember? Did you ever hit 4 foul
balls?
We played the 4
fouls and you're out. Absolutely.
And if you ran with the bat, you were out. I wonder if Joe West would have called him out for that.
I'll tell you what, I know that my good buddy Wes and we played all the time. And I could have used Joe a few times to settle some disputes. We'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
There was some disputes about the rules and the rulings. And if we just would have had Joe there.
I agree. Joe knows the rules better than anybody.
He was on a rule last night. He got a call right against Blaine Boyer. A little thing, a small thing. Boyer going to his mouth with 3 balls already without wiping his hand on the jersey or on the pants. Boom, ball 4.
Joe sometimes gets himself in some controversial situations. That one skied to right field. That's a quick inning, but Joe's a very good umpire. And about 99% of the time, he gets the call right.
The box on this date in Diamondbacks history, 1998. Oh, Cecil Fielder, Willie Blair giving it up a grand slam. Oh, but there's an answer. Chuck Finley. Emil Benitez. Another slam right back the other way. Beautiful stuff as we think outside of the box, taking a trip down purple memory lane. I love cotton candy and ponytails. Nothing better at the ball yard.
Pretty soon that cotton candy is going to be in those ponytails.
Great signs. We've seen a lot of good signs on this homestand. And a lot of families, a lot of youngsters. Here's Chris Snyder. Strike over the outside corner. That's what we love about summertime in Arizona. We know it's hot everywhere we go, but we know we can escape to the ball game and be comfortable. All these youngsters. Oh, hang in there now.
Yeah, that bottom lip was quivering, wasn't it?
Or either that or he's just reflective.
Right. He's all right.
I think he's just thinking through his lot in life.
All right. Yeah, I'm getting tired, Ma.
1-1 the count.
I need to see some runs.
Snyder rolls it foul. Old school right there. That probably at one point had popcorn in it, is my guess.
And now it's on her head.
A little bit on her face as well. 1-2 the count. Ground ball to short. And Chris Snyder is erased. Chris is 1 for 20 now this month. I want to remind everyone, anytime the D-backs score 6 runs or more, I mean, ponder this, young man. Taco Bell is giving away 3 free tacos with the purchase of a large drink between 4 and 6 the next day at participating locations.
Wave at the camera, you handsome young man.
He's like, what am I waving at? Mom?
Mom?
Can I just have a hot dog?
Yeah. Yeah, they're getting... Somebody's told him you're on TV. Yeah, you're on TV, all right.
Mom, I'm trying to figure out...
Smile. Make sure you smile.
Quit interrupting me, Mom. I'm trying to figure out good bullpen matchups for the Diamondbacks.
He'd be great in a parade, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he would. The 1-1. That's a base hit for Ian Kennedy.
Yeah, see, he's good luck. That young man is good luck for Ian Kennedy. And all right, nice going.
Ian all smiles. Looks like a little kid out there as well after that hit, his 4th of the year.
Fastball in the middle, bang. I mean, he put a nice swing on that ball.
Yeah, line drive just like that.
Yeah, that's fun. I'll bet you he's had a Slurpee.
Yes, he has. Look at that. That's great. Here's Kelly Johnson. Curveball and a dandy as he drops it in there to Kelly. Kelly flied to right in the 1st inning.
And if A.J. Hinch wants to take a page out of Bobby Cox's book, he might send Ian Kennedy at first base. We saw it last night with...
We did, didn't we? Medlin took off.
Medlin took off. He was all over the base paths. Couple of walks, base hit. He drove in a run, scored a run.
Gloss is playing behind him. The 1-1. Outside, 2-1 the count. Well, he really, this is a simple way to describe it, shoots the ball at the plate, that elbow close to his body. And you wouldn't teach those mechanics for Kawakami. Shot down the line, it goes. That is a foul ball. Just foul down the line on it, Angel Hernandez. Leaving Kelly talking with himself. He was talking with himself last night when he was trying to figure out how in the world, as he goes down this line.
Just an inch or so foul. Good call there by Angel Hernandez.
Very stoic.
I think a lot of times, did you see the bullpen coach out there that was pointing at foul? Umpires don't really care for that.
Even if you're beyond the wall?
Even if you're beyond the wall, they don't like guys out there making calls. And I think Angel was kind of staring him down like, I'm the one making the calls out here. You go ahead and let me be the guy to call it foul.
I don't know if I agree with that attitude.
Well, it's whether you agree or not, a lot of umpires don't like it.
There's Alan Butts down there. Bullpen catcher. That one's down the line. Well, it's a fair ball. It hits the wall. They stop Kennedy. Bo Porter with the stop sign. Crowd got all worked up. Oh, we were hoping for a run for Kelly Johnson. What a year he has had against the club that made him available this winter.
Change up, bang. This one wasn't foul. Angel Hernandez will gladly point that one fair. Nice job of getting to the ball. Kennedy got his steps chopped a little bit there around second. He was not going to be able to score anyway, folks. It's the right move by Bo Porter, keeping him there. Now you have to trust Justin Upton can do something to play Ian Kennedy.
And nice and relaxed, you hope. He has been over the last while overswinging a bit. We've been reading that Diamondbacks on the front of his jersey quite a bit. That pitch is in. Kelly not only with the homers And obviously doing a great job reaching with an on-base percentage, but crawling up that list now with doubles. That's 19 doubles.
Bottom line, he is a hard-hitting second baseman this year.
What a season he is having. In with a fastball, away with a changeup, and the count is 2-0 to Justin. Justin with 30 RBIs, and he's a better hitter with runners in scoring position. 294, as you can see. 248 when the bases are empty.
Well, that was a pitch to hit right there. A fastball, belt high down the middle, and he took it.
Something locked him up.
Well, I think he was looking for something off speed, which he'll probably be kicking himself if he ends up making an out here.
Over the outside corner, changed up on him.
Great pitch there.
Danny will spread the fingers a lot wider on his split, and he'll get good hard dive. A little closer together, the fingers of Kawakami, so it definitely serves more as a changeup.
Now you just got to battle. Find a way to put it in play if you're Justin Upton.
Outside.
And if he walks you, go ahead and take your base and trust Stephen Drew to be the guy.
These are the at-bats where you hope a young hitter is taking all the data and the numbers and everything he knows and flushing and just reacting as an athlete.
Now you're just trusting your talent. And there's a world of talent in number 10.
Coming in on 3-2. Fastball, strike 3 over the inside corner.
That looks like a pretty good pitch to me. It's awfully close. Yeah, a little bit inside, but it's one of those that go back to that 2-0 pitch, Darren, that he took. And that's what led to the really good pitch on the outside corner and then that inside corner pitch.
Drew 3 of his last 5 with runners in scoring position. It's his chance now. He tripled in one of those hits. He's got 5 RBIs. Outside. A little reaction there by Kawakami as he snatches the ball out of the air.
He's got Mark Reynolds on deck. Drew hitting about 60 points higher than Mark Reynolds. Doesn't have near the power, obviously, but he does have a base open. He might be able to play around a little bit if he wants to. And he went with the changeup in the middle of the plate. Nicely done.
1-1 the count to Stephen Drew. Rounded out the third back in the first inning. Jones was in even further than he is now. Looking for a bunt. And he hit a funky spinning cue shot off the end of the bat. Chipper threw him out. Two and one the count. Kawakami is the ultimate, if you follow baseball closely, recoil pitcher.
Oh,
there is no follow through at all. It's like he hits a big wall as he delivers. It's uncomfortable to watch him fire to the plate. The 2-1. 2-2 the count.
A lot of the Japanese pitchers are like that. Hideo Nomo was that way. And there's no dropping and driving. He's just standing straight up and winging it. And that arm goes right back up. That's the recoil.
Ouch. 2-2 the count.
It does hurt to look at, doesn't it?
Wouldn't bite, a changeup that stayed up, and so the count is full. He's got Mark on deck, and I think you nailed it earlier. He's got to stay stubborn. Stay stubborn to his pitches, and Stevens certainly knowing that. Made the pitch of the inning to Upton. 3-2. Breaking ball stayed stubborn. And give credit to Stephen Drew.
Well, he had that base open. He did play around with Stephen Drew. Stephen Drew waited him out, drew the walk, and now Mark Reynolds an opportunity to put a big number on the board. Reynolds was a strikeout victim his first time up. Mark Reynolds was a little upset with himself after his strikeout his first time up in the second inning. Let's see if maybe he learned a little bit. Maybe using a little more gray matter here after facing Kawakami in the second inning.
Change up, strike one, threw that one harder. And that may have been a bit more of the true split, if you will. 0-1 the count. 14 home runs, 43 batted in. Oh, and 1 the count. We peek in to Mark down that right field line. Fastball ran it in.
He wasn't trying to go in, but he ran it in there with a purpose and got it past him.
While Reynolds and his approach are unique, his power unmatched. Yeah, he missed his spot by 2 feet. His numbers are also hard to explain. He hits .333 with runners in scoring position, 180 points lower with the bases empty.
Amazing. Well, he's going to have work to do here. 0-2.
On 0-2. High fly right field. Well, disappointing, certainly, that offensive inning for the Diamondbacks. They come up empty. They had the bases loaded. And nothing crosses.
The fourth inning. Change that, the bottom of the third. That's where his head starts. Now watch where his head finishes, folks. Oh, it's moving a lot. It moved all the way down to there. So when the head is moving, that means the ball's moving. That makes it very difficult. He moved his head a good 1.5 feet right there from start to finish. That's what Jack Howell's trying to keep him from doing, trying to get him to stand a little taller, use that leverage a little more, trying to keep him back.
He had him working on a drill in the cage, whereas Mark was just working on a swing, hitting off a tee. He just had the thumb. That's exactly right, right there in the belt loop, and he wouldn't hold it, but he'd say, you know, just feel. If you're going a little early, you're going to feel me pulling on your pant loop. Hard ground ball, base hit center field. That was a curveball on a tee for him, and he took advantage. You're actually lucky when those stay in the ballpark. All right, our AT&T trivia question. I'm told you folks, all of you at home are going to like this one a lot. Who has the most total strikeouts in baseball history amongst pitchers who had never had at least 14 strikeouts in a game? So you've got a bunch of strikeouts in your career, let's say 2,500, and you've never struck out 14 in a game.
Well, we were promised, folks, that you would like it, and we were promised wrong. That is a terrible question.
I'm told it ties into the 14 strikeouts in just one game for young Mr. Steven Strasburg.
Well, of course it does.
And you can see his next 4 schedule starts. I know Gracie is going to be leaving us soon. He'll be going to Cleveland and then Washington, Baltimore, and Atlanta.
Well, that won't be the case. But I'll certainly be watching if I can.
And obviously a 4-game series at Arizona. 4-game series. 4 games. It can't be the only one game he doesn't pitch. We've got to get him.
I'll be sitting right next to him.
And whenever you get the answer to this trivia question, why don't you spring it on him?
I'm going to guess your dad, Don Sutton.
Very good. There you go.
That's the only guy I know that had a lot of strikeouts
And wasn't an 18 strikeout guy. Mitch Riggin with that trivia question.
Ugh.
Our director. He's been struggling lately. Change and a dandy, and down goes Gloss. How about that? That's a good pitch, and a lot of right-handed pitchers would never think to throw this to a right-handed hitter. Just a change up down to a guy from your arm side.
Down and in. A lot of times you see in as a hitter. When you see the ball in, you think, oh man, it's a fastball, I got to speed up, because you don't see many change-ups inside. So you see the ball in, you think, oh man, I better hurry to get to it, and now it's a change-up and you're way out in front of it. It's a gutsy pitch. It's a dangerous pitch, Darren. But it can get you some swings and misses if you get it in there.
And it looked like Snyder was set up, if not down the middle, middle in. It's not as if he missed his spot. 0-1 the count to Eric Hinsky.
Yeah, I agree, Darren. I think he tried to throw the changeup in.
Fouls that one off. Let's see if we can see that again. Watch Snyder. Oh, you bet. Look where he is.
Sitting inside, and he gets it right where he wants it. You can see just how far out in front Troy Gloss was.
There's a changeup. 1-2 the count. Saw these numbers earlier today getting ready for the game. Don't really know what to make of them. So you just chew on them a bit and see if you make anything of them, folks. Obviously, when it gets a little bit late, he gets tired. Second time through, you wonder why.
Nice block there by Snyder.
2-2 the count. In order. And a guy who doesn't get too many, but just as you say that, he ended the first inning with one. He's a fly ball pitcher, more so this year even than in his career. It's more air outs than ground outs. And he gives up long balls as well.
Well, when you throw a four-seam fastball, and that's what Ian Kennedy throws, you're not going to get a whole lot of ground balls. You'll get your fair share in a game, but most of your ground ball guys are sinker ballers, or balls that really tail or run.
Three and two the count. Got him.
Yes.
Boy, I tell you, that changeup makes the fastball so much more effective. And as you said, Grace, he gets the chase up.
Let's take a look once again above the belt and right past Eric Hinsky. I think he's got a lot of these hitters thinking about that changeup now, Darren. They're even looking for it on 3-2 counts. And Hinsky got his doors blown off right there.
That's that changeup grip. What a funky grip that is.
That hurts.
I think we need to break that down a little bit. I think we're going to get him. Boy, my goodness, what just happened there? A huge jump from McCann.
Fall asleep.
The catcher. Second stolen base of the year. He just took a chance.
Wow. Now a base hit will give the Atlanta Braves the lead. So Kennedy got to bear back down.
Curveball is away. 2-0 the count to Yunel Escobar. Now Escobar singled back in the second inning. And he's hitting a little bit more here in the month of June, hitting well over 350. But overall this year has not been what they hope. I'll never forget what he did a couple of years ago here. The 2-0 is outside, 3-0 the count. In a game a couple of years ago, he had just gotten to the big leagues. He walked, and as he walked, he got to first, surveyed the situation, saw the pitcher and the catcher kind of kicking around. Nobody had called time, and he just kept going to second after a walk. I've never seen that.
Never seen that?
I'd never seen that happen. Not within all
one fell swoop. It doesn't happen
to
the major leagues very often.
Outside.
Pitch around. And that gives me an opportunity to tell all you folks that the first 15,000 fans to this Saturday's game can pick up the Dan Herron 09 All-Star bobblehead. Call 602-462-4794 for tickets or register to win the entire 2010 bobblehead collection at dbacks.com/bobbleworld. Yeah. That was an all-star.
Pickoff throw and back with a head first slide. 1-0 the count.
Isn't that a no-no, a catcher to try to do that to another catcher? That's a big secondary lead he's getting. He barely got back in time. I would imagine McCann and Snyder will have a laugh about that. Man, we're supposed to be cohorts out here.
Yeah, we may have to make an adjustment, as that one is a shot and it's a foul ball. We know he goes by the nickname of Snide Piece, but what might have to occur is he may need to be called Sneaky Snide Piece.
No, I think Snide Piece works.
Not Sneaky Snide Piece?
It's one of the better nicknames.
The new one or the old one?
I'll stay with it. I'll stay with the new. I'm with you.
1-1 the count. Popped up, McLeod. All right, Mark Reynolds. Do you have room? Nope, not enough. I'm told a moment ago there was a great play by John Kladnick, our Gold Glover.
Wow. Sprawling grab on the short hop. That is very nice.
That's big league right there. John Underwood down the left field line. And John, the heat is on you now, my friend.
He's got an old school glove. That's like Ty Cobb-esque right there.
I like that glove. Boy, that's sharp.
I do too.
That pitch is high, 2-2, the count to McLeod. I mean, similar to the one you used at first.
Well, there's really not anything funny about that, but you know what you ought to do? Have the Hall of Famer Joe Garagiola bring in one of his old catcher's gloves. It's unbelievable that you could even catch a baseball with it.
Well, there's no
compared
hinges.
To today's standards.
None of those hinges and pockets. You caught everything right there. You got beat up.
You can't catch the ball without catching it with two hands. You couldn't. There's no way you could catch the baseball with one hand with Joe's old glove. And I would imagine you probably have to use two hands with that glove as well.
There's a novel concept. Two hands.
Kind of makes you appreciate those century-old guys and what they were able to accomplish. As it's full count now on Nate McLeod. Yeah, novel concept. Using two hands.
8 of 17 batters he has faced, there have been 3 ball counts. Too many pitches. 72. By the way, Kennedy wanted it. It looked inside.
It was inside.
Runners will go. The 3-2. Broke his bat out front of a changeup. Struggles this year continue for Nate McLeod. great interactive game at Chase Field, Section 111. Gila River Casinos brings it to you. It's during Diamondbacks regular season home games. Kachinko will be out there soon, and you need to play when you come to the ballpark. Gracie, we got a sign there.
That's a, yeah, thank you for the sign, sir. Very much. It's nice to be thought of. And
hey, there, that's how we're really thought of.
That's exactly right. Got his Boy Scout uniform on. We won't be doing a game out at the Pachinko area.
Well, if we do and the Boy Scouts come by, they can. By the way, it's Boy Scout night tonight. 800 here at the ballpark tonight. All you Scouts, way to keep up the good work. Congratulations. That's awesome.
Scouts honor. See the Scouts honor?
Yep.
Foam fingers? Were you a Cub Scout or a Boy Scout, Dan?
No, I wasn't.
Neither was I.
1-0 the count.
I'm going to have to figure out what the Scout's honor was. Thou shalt not paint your face like Spider-Man.
Oh, I'm sure that might be one of the lower add-ons. Maybe an amendment, but I don't think that's about preparation. I would imagine that's a big part of being a scout, being prepared. The 2-0.
Doing the right thing.
As that one is low. 3-0 the count.
Being a boy's version of a gentleman.
Yes. And even if you're not a scout, nothing wrong with being a young gentleman out there. 3-0 the count to Chris Young. And the count 3-1 now. Chris doubled back in the second inning. Kudos to all you dads as well out there that are leaders.
All the troop leaders and scout masters as that one's driven to right center.
And Gracie, nice job on the trivia question, but if you missed it, it's a guy who got a lot of strikeouts, about 3,700 in his career, but never had big strikeout games. He is here in the radio booth. A lot of those strikeouts help put me through school and keep bread on the table, and I certainly will always respect the career that he had because he did it blue collar style.
And I guess if not spectacular, which obviously his numbers are spectacular, just consistent.
The 0-1. And speaking of dads, I'm here in this seat today because he took me to work a lot. And if I wasn't a gentleman, by the way, I wasn't going. And so being able to love this game, you bet, being able to love this game and appreciate how hard it is, I'll always be grateful for being able to tag along. 1-2 the count.
So you were down there in the clubhouse as a bat boy, polishing shoes.
And Oh, I had to work if I went.
Yeah.
Belted. McLeod. He won't get there. Parra turns it on. A double for Parra. Well, he scalded that baseball into the gap the other way.
That ball really carried a lot farther than I thought it would. It was a breaking ball, and McLeod, who's got great speed, he just could not catch up to it. He gets it in quickly, and Parra has to stop at second base. But he put a charge into that ball to left center field. It's good to see from Parra.
8 doubles this year for Gerardo Parra. Rusty Ryle struck out on a breaking ball in the dirt back in the second inning. They're ready for a run, aren't you, Diamondbacks fans?
Well, you're facing a guy that has not won a game all year long.
4.91 ERA. Opponents hit .281 against him on the year. And the OPS against him high. .819. League average .730. 0-1, 1 out.
Oh, good pitch, like a cutter right in the front door.
He throws one.
Yeah, nice pitch.
Kawakami, as we mentioned, the Chunichi Dragons, born in Tokushima in Japan. And he bounces that one in there, the split-fingered fastball. And he likes wearing that Braves jersey because he said one of the reasons he fell in love with baseball here in the United States, and he was already a pro over in Japan, was because of Greg Maddux. He said, I was a big fan. I wanted to become a pitcher like him, emulate, but realized it's next to impossible. Greg would have been proud of that one, diving down and in, a little bit of life to it. So Ryle goes down on strikes.
That's that front door cutter again. That's a couple of times now that Ryle's gotten carved up by Kawakami.
Two-time Olympian for his home country in Japan.
They're going to walk Chris Snyder and get to Ian Kennedy. Partner likes to call him Sneaky Snide Piece. Ian Kennedy's 1 for 1 here this evening.
So we'll see. So S squared reaches, one of the better nicknames. Baseball fans, you can now make your own cool play. Chaz Roberts, Carrier, and Goodman invite you to help Arizona families stay cool this summer. Nominate a deserving family with a new air conditioning system. For details, go to chazroberts.com/cool play. That's the big air conditioning system that keeps us cool here at Chase Field. So now Ian Kennedy. Couple of runners on, and Ian takes a strike over the inside. Quest, high-speed internet, high-speed pitch. Kawakami, Kennedy, neither one overpowering. Both what you would call crafty righties. Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Two hits for the Braves. They've stranded 5. 4 for the Diamondbacks. They've stranded 4. 1-2 the count. With Johnson waiting on deck, hoping for a chance. The 1-2 over the top of that one, pulled the string on him, so down goes Kennedy. 6 stranded by the Diamondbacks in the ball game. Through 4, we are scoreless here at Chase Field. ball game between the white lines and outside of the white lines. The Home Depot doing more on defense. You're looking on tape as John Kladnick makes a fabulous play off the boards and hauls it in, a glove save and a beauty. Speaking of off the boards, for the first time since 1961, they raised the cup in Chicago. The Blackhawks have won the Stanley Cup Finals. So congratulations to all of you Blackhawks fans that are in our viewing audience, and knowing how many folks from the Midwest have moved out here, we know there's probably quite a few.
Plenty of Blackhawk fans. Congratulations. I would imagine that city is officially going nuts. They got a championship, and boy, that's a beautiful breaking ball right there from Ian Kennedy. Miss O'Leary's cow might kick the lantern again tonight.
One of the original 6. And what a great place to be tonight, Chicago, Illinois. Matter of fact, what a great place to be any night. Chicago, Illinois.
Very well said.
Excuse me, guys. Sorry to bother you. It's Todd.
Todd, our hockey expert.
Hi, Todd.
First of all,
Todd has just joined us here at the ballpark.
Yes.
He has been watching the hockey all night.
No, sort of. Ground out. We hope. 3 unassisted.
What's going on over there? Give us some perspective.
Well, 2 things. First of all, I say congratulations to one of the good guys in the National Hockey League, Chicago Blackhawks head coach Joel Quenneville, who really put a very talented but young team in the right place. He's his best friend, one of his best friends, is Phoenix Coyotes coach Dave Tippett. They spent a lot of time together in the offseason. They played together back in Hartford so many years ago, and I'm happy for Joel Quenneville. But Mark, I just called the lodge.
Oh man,
we have a seat.
I can only imagine.
We have a seat in the back by the jukebox, and I got a roll of quarters, and
that's my seat, Tom.
I know it is, and we got some walking around money. So I'm leaving in about an hour, Darren, but you're cordially invited, of course.
Oh, that'll be wonderful. Now we can be back for the day game tomorrow, right? Be ready to roll?
Yeah, sure. That'd be great. Yep.
Well, sure.
Bouncing
we
ball.
just won't sleep, right, Todd?
That and hay. Done that before. Moments like this, a city like that.
I think Todd should go to the lodge and do a live remote.
I know a guy who knows a guy who could probably. That's about a 3-hour flight right now, right? So we'll still be playing.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to score.
Call. Todd, it's good to hear you during the game, my friend, at home.
I apologize for that.
No, I mean it. I like it.
It's good to be back. I grew up. Chicago is one of my favorite teams, and I just think it's great for the National Hockey League, and that means it's good for the Phoenix Coyotes if the Stanley Cup resides right now in the city of Chicago. That franchise had been down for so long, and misguided ownership and some bizarre decisions over the years, Mark, as you know. Now games are on local television. They've reinvented it. They've got some of the best players in the game playing in that city, and I just think that's just great news.
And I got to know a lot of the hockey players back in my Chicago days, from the Chris Chelioses and Jeremy Roenick's, and yes, I am name dropping right now, but it goes back further. They're like, once you're a Blackhawk, you're always a Blackhawk. Like Bobby Hull and Stan Mikita and Tony Esposito. You know, those guys are still around, and they still come around. Keith Magnuson, just some of the greats still come around, and it's just it's a great hockey town. It's a great sports town, period, Todd. You know that.
Yeah, and those guys were sort of excommunicated for a while, and it took them a while to bring them back and revel in that. And so Joe Borowski, by the way, wanted to know why they weren't celebrating when they were shaking hands. I'm going to have to break that down. Sort of a tradition, the handshake, Joe.
Joe, you're a back east guy. I would imagine he would know hockey.
I'm a hockey rookie.
Okay.
I've only started to watch it simply because of my respect for Todd Walsh.
I like it.
He just wants a seat at the lodge.
High fly ball.
Book me one.
Center field. Congratulations to the Blackhawks. I'm sure Chelsea Dagger by the Fratellis was playing all evening long back in Chicago. Entire career, Chipper Jones reflecting on what it's like to play for that man and takes us behind the scenes.
You've played your entire career, a great career, for one man, Bobby Cox. How much has he touched your career, and how much better has he made you?
I always liken Bobby to that favorite grandpa. You got two grandpas,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
You got the one
The pain in the fanny.
the pain in the neck, and then the one that every time you show up at his doorstep, he floats you a $20 bill. Bobby's that guy.
That's wonderful.
Pretty good analogy, isn't it?
That is wonderful. Floats you that $20 bill.
Every time he comes to town, or every time you went over to Grandpa's house, you had that one. Well, let's see how much money I've got for the grandkids.
He's made that grandpa, if you will, to use that comparison, very proud, and he's made that grandpa look very good throughout his career.
You got that right. Guys like Chipper Jones make guys like Bobby Cox very good managers.
Well, he's his lieutenant, too. I mean, in the conversation that we've shared with you over the past couple of pregame shows, Bobby makes it clear that there is a certain way that this team plays baseball, and that's all the way to rookie ball. And it's my way. He won't ever say it like that, but it's Bobby's way, and there's one of his lieutenants enforcing that way of playing the game. Swung right through it. By the way, tomorrow, before the ball game, or during the game, a tribute to Bobby Cox. Encourage all of you to come on down and join in the cheer, as this is his final year as a Major League manager here in the ballpark. The 2-2. Kelly Johnson. A ball knuckling out there. Diving play, Nate McLeod. Well, when you're struggling with the bat in your hands, it makes you feel good to be able to do that.
That was a heck of a play. I didn't think McLeod had a chance to come in there and make that play, but boy, did he ever. Showing some fabulous closing speed here. What a great play. Big play. When runs are tough to come by, Darren Sutton, plays like that really stand out.
Bottom of the fifth, scoreless ball game. Here comes Justin Upton. He has struck out a couple of times. Thought about bunting. Boy, he had Chipper charging. He was back at third, and all of a sudden you look out and here he comes. What are you doing, kid? 1-0 the count. He's not really biting, though. He goes back at third. Two and 0 the count. He says, I'd love a new baseball.
Bad baseball. Get a new one. Right now, if I'm Justin Upton, I'm looking for a fastball right in the middle of the plate, and if I get it, I'm trying to hit the scoreboard. Not trying to hit it in Friday's front row, trying to hit it to the middle of the diamond, trying to hit the scoreboard.
The 2-0.
Pitcher's pitch right there. That was a tough pitch to do a lot with. It was a strike, but it was right on the outside corner. You can see that ball's on the corner. It's tough to do much with that one, Darren.
Don't want to hit it there.
Well, I mean, you can. I'd rather see him go right up the middle.
2-2 the count. Upton came in 7 for 20 against Atlanta. It's a .350 clip with a double, a triple, and 2 homers. Over the top of the changeup, and down he goes.
He's having a tough time.
Let's go back to the skipper, Bobby Cox, with our Geico quote. So we'll do that in just a moment as Stephen Drew digs in. High fly ball into left center field, chasing McLeod, and he hauls it in. We like to call that a promo in the biz, kind of a teaser. At some point we'll get to it. Or not. Maybe not.
Never. To a 0-0 tie here. And all the kids are loving life. And one of the reasons they're loving life is because that crazy Baxter's got a big birthday coming up this Sunday. We're going to celebrate. In honor of D-Bax's 10th birthday, the first 5,000 kids will get a D. Baxter replica jersey. Call 602-462-4794. Visit dbax.com/giveaways.
Well, that sounds like it's going to be a good party.
10. That is so big league. Oh my goodness!
What's up, dude?
What does the matter with you?
What is this? Oh, this is an invitation.
Oh, you're up to something here. I know you.
Oh, we've been asking for this, Gracie, the jersey, so we can show the kids.
Perfect.
Baxter, that's beautiful. Look at that. It's a real jersey. It's a button-up jersey.
Smokes. How you doing? Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy early birthday.
Good to see you, pal. Oh, hey, what's showing? Popcorn down. A little more because we missed a shot. One more time, Baxter. There we go. That's great.
And see what he'll do. And what he'll do is he'll tell everybody I did it. As that ball's driven deep to right field.
Upton goes back to the wall. He's got just enough room.
Folks, it was Baxter. It was Baxter. It wasn't me. It was Baxter.
That's unbelievable.
Honest. It was Baxter.
Yeah, it was Baxter. I can't believe he'd do that. Terrible. I've always wanted to do that. So now with Baxter in here, I can get away with it.
I'm getting framed. This is
Attaboy, pal.
This is just wrong.
Can't believe Gracie would do that.
Take back everything I said about you, Baxter.
See you, pal. Thanks for the jersey.
You mischievous one, and I'm out of popcorn. Thanks, Sut.
What did I do wrong?
Oh, you were throwing it right with Baxter.
Down the line. I have always wanted to do that. This is my 4th year here. I've always wanted to throw popcorn out on people. Well, now, for one moment, I did it.
Congratulations.
I mean, those are expensive seats. I'm sure I'm probably fired. Baxter and I both. That one is popped up. You picture the two of us right there. When you get off the freeway, we'll work for catnip.
That's that good cactus corn, too, that he was throwing out there.
He started it. I would never have done that. You get cactus corn every single night.
Yeah.
I've never done that to your cactus corn.
It's the best popcorn in the land.
The O2.
And it's in people's hairs.
Uh-oh, that one is juiced. Into left center field. Parra got it! Gerardo Parra closing the gap. That's a fabulous play.
Two very long fly balls. Here to start the top of the 6th inning, but they both meet the same fate, and that is an outfielder's glove. That's a great shot right there. Got to get back to getting that ball down.
Boy, he's fortunate the ballpark has held 2 of them. Very fortunate. So all you youngsters out there, we will see you at D. Baxter's birthday party. I love this jersey.
Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, it's an actual jersey. It buttons up and everything. Just like the red the guys are wearing tonight. Curveball is high. 93 pitches as he works here in the 6th. Oh, with 2 outs, you'd love to get a decision here quickly and get one more inning out of the right-hander. Two and one. I was going to be very upset with Baxter if he came in and the moment he arrived, Chipper homered.
Well, he's always been known for bad timing.
I tell you what. 2-1 the count.
I can't believe both you guys were framing me like that.
Swing at a fastball up and in. Good late life to it. I'll tell you, now you go back to this swing. You see this swing and miss here. But I still think of the changeup he threw him to strike him out. That's still in the back of his mind.
Got him in between. You're right.
Will he throw him that change? Here's the 2-2. He did. And it's strike 3.
A great sequence he just put on Troy Gloss.
That is 7 in a row. Sat down by Ian Kennedy, rolling right along. He's got one more in him. Look at that. D. Baxter. Birthday is coming up.
But donuts up on the board going into the bottom of the 6th inning. Kawakami and Kennedy, right smack dab in the middle of a pitcher's duel. Only 6 hits between both teams. Mark Reynolds going to lead it off against Kawakami.
By the way, that's the Blimpie game summary. We have no offense to show you. We just summarized it. Just runs. None of them. As Reynolds digs in and takes that changeup at strike 1. Still floating sky high about the way that Kennedy has attacked Troy Gloss. Love to watch a pitcher work. Whether it's fastballs up or changeups down. At some point, though, as the count is 0-2, he needs some runs. And I guess if we're guys with equal opportunity respect, we need to respect the work of Kawakami tonight as well.
Absolutely. Just Putting it to the D-backs.
Outside with a fastball. One and two the count. One more game, a day game tomorrow. We'll have it for you. As it bounces in there. Game is at 12:30 tomorrow, by the way, so be ready. And it's our scoring show. We're going to talk about scoring. Not necessarily teach you because you score the way you score, but we will guide you. Give you some insights on the way we score and the way you can maybe pick it up. You youngsters out there, something to do over the summertime. And a change, and Kawakami again, a funky follow through or lack thereof there. He almost looked like he hurt himself the way he hit the wall. So Reynolds goes down on strikes. The other part of tomorrow is you get a young phenom in Tommy Hansen. The man to his left, Dontre Willis, used to be a young phenom. Now he's an older gentleman trying to rebuild his career. So far, so good in his first start.
He's trying to get back to being a phenom.
Here's Chris Young. One and 0. He steps out. A little bug out of the way. The 1-0. Change of pace, 1 ball and 1 strike the count. The 1-1. It's time to bring the good luck kid back. There he is. It's time to get some offense going. He was part of some early hits. Well, he really, as it gets later in the game, he thinks it through more.
He's fired up.
That is in. 3-1 the count. Like a lot of young future managers, and he seems to have the manager's head, he is already right now thinking about that bullpen. How's he going to use it? What matchup works best? No, Mom. Mom Heilman didn't pitch last night, so hold on now. The 3-1. Inside, there we go.
I love the good luck kid. Attaboy.
Tying a career high with 8 strikeouts. And again, we say this respectfully. It's just part of the team we cover. All the homers they hit. Many a pitcher in my 4 years here has tied or set their career high in strikeouts against these Arizona Diamondbacks.
You got that right.
So far. What's he thinking over there, by the way, our young man? Just a little sprinkle of luck.
I think he's thinking gapper. He might be thinking stolen base from Chris Young.
Wait, no. Hold on now. We need you.
I like the Upton shirt he's got on. That's big league.
Now, if you're going to leave, how are the Diamondbacks going to score?
No, hey! Oh no! Oh no!
Pitches away. If he could hurry back, the young man, our good luck kid, we're trying to kind of avoid, dare I say, a double play.
Oh boy. Well, bye.
Pitch is high, 3-0 the count.
Should we keep showing the kid until he leaves? Maybe we'll get another walk. Mom? I don't think Mom realizes that's the good luck kid.
3-0 the count. 3-1.
You can't hide, young man.
It's just, you know, it's a scoreless game. We have to lean on everything we can at this point.
Doing everything we can, folks.
All right. Couple of base runners on. Now a visit from Roger McDowell. This visit will serve two purposes. Number one, check on Kawakami. And number two, to let that bullpen start to get loose for Atlanta. And for you casual, lighthearted fans, the final purpose, it may allow the good luck kid to go ahead and use the restroom and make it back to his seat in time. But if you're a diehard serious fan, disregard that third fact. We wouldn't want to offend you.
Never.
Couple of runners on. Ryle struck out twice tonight. 16 strikeouts, just 3 walks this year. And though he looks like he profiles better against southpaws, in his big league career, he is a better hitter against right-handed pitching by about 34 points, 308. Off-speed changeup out front, 0-1 the count.
And Ryle has struck out twice this evening, and really Kawakami has had his way with Ryle. Let's see if he can make a bit of an adjustment and not try to hit it in the seats right here. Just little base hits, all you need.
D-backs 0 for 6 tonight with runners in scoring position.
Big gap in left center field. Huge gap.
Well, you said it.
McLeod playing very shallow.
Ground ball to short. There's one. There's two. And that is a double play. Hurry back, young man. Hurry back. Please. Hurry back. Field. Good luck, young man. Is back. He had to, you know, do what little boys have to do. Had to run to the restroom. When you gotta go, you gotta go. But unfortunately, a double play followed him during his absence. As we bring a little heat in June as far as our text poll, D-backs opponents. Who will bring the heat? Who are you excited to see? Is it A, David Ortiz? Is it B, Miguel Cabrera in Detroit? Is it Alex Rodriguez here in town? Is it Evan Longoria? A, B, C, or D, 36929. All those great opponents, excuse me, sir, here in the month of June. That one is lifted and into the seats it goes. 0-1 the count to Eric Hinsky. Who are you most excited to see of those upcoming opposing players?
Carl Crawford.
So E.
Yes.
Okay.
Carl. I love Carl Crawford. Love the way he plays.
An exciting player. High fly ball, Young tracking, still going under that balcony. He's got room. Hinsky leaked out just enough to where he couldn't hit it out of here. Our Geico quote of the game, John Wooden, of course, we lost him last week. A coach is someone who can give correction without causing resentment. And if that doesn't sum up that man in his career.
That is a very well thought out quote.
By a man who had a well thought out, not basketball coaching career, but life in John Wooden. 1-0 the count to Yunel Escobar. Well, how about Ian Kennedy? And the work he has done. With that kind of pitching, a changeup on 1-0.
Well, at the end of the day, when you've given up 2 hits through 6 2/3, you're dealing. And he is doing just that.
Curveball misses low. 2-1 the count. McLouth waits on deck. 101 pitches. Well, I tell you, see how quickly he can end this. He may have one more in. Change of pace, 2-2 the count.
He's really starting to find that changeup now. He's locating it nicely.
The right-hander out of Huntington Beach, California. Hides behind that glove and under that cap bill. Comes that changeup. You could see the fingers spread in the glove. 3-2 the count. And that fastball, because you said it earlier, because the feel for the changeup, riding up with the fastball, it's so effective.
Very tardy on that was Escobar. I heard a bullpen phone. Did you?
I did hear the bullpen phone.
Oh, Glenn Sherlock's answering it.
The 3-2. Ball 4, he lost him. Looks like it's Cesar Valdez. But all is well. Luck is back in its seat. And our good luck young man. He has made it clear through his representatives, though, that you don't want to lean on him too much. He can't just carry the whole game.
That's true. You're going to have to do something yourself.
Here's Nate McLouth. Bunting.
It tells you right there that he's not real comfortable off Ian Kennedy. Boy, it never fails too, Darren. You square and you bunt. And the pitch you're bunting is a pitch to just kill if you were swinging. I mean, it was right down the middle.
We show you that note there, but he was trying to bunt for a hit. And now he's got Mark Reynolds in a step or two. I'm a Braves fan, and I'm sitting in front of my TV back in Georgia, let's say Douglasville right now, with my foam tomahawk. I'd turn to my wife and say, you know what I'd much rather see him do is drive it in the gap.
Exactly. We've been known to say that.
I mean, if I were that fan. Up by Lake Lanier, maybe.
Beautiful area. Drought's over.
Yes, very good boating now. Beautiful up there. About an hour north of Atlanta. Ball game is scoreless. McLouth trying to bunt a moment ago. And as Gracie said, it was a pitch he would have loved to have attacked with a full swing. Instead, it's popped up.
Maybe that's why he was bunting.
Well, you're right. He managed to get out front of a fastball, though. 89 miles an hour. He was cheating badly and cheated himself underneath. That bat in the zone for literally, bang, a split second. Omar Infante, the former Detroit Tiger. And Kawakami, I'll tell you, what a night.
Yeah, what a night for a guy who hadn't won a game all year. And an ERA close to 5. A heck of a game, wouldn't you say?
I would say so. Last time out, Kawakami gave up 5 and 6 1/3 at Dodger Stadium. Of course, I don't have to tell you it was a loss. He's lost every one of his games. And he is done.
He threw 6 shutout against these D-backs. This guy likes to hit balls up like near his face.
We saw that,
Infante.
didn't we? We saw that last night. Here is the line for the man who put together the finest start so far that he has had this year. 111 pitches. 3 hits and a walk last night for Infante. Change up. 2-0 the count. Ian's high this year is 116 pitches. Last time out he threw 108. He's at 109 right now. Line drive into right center field, dying out there. Picking him up and putting him down quickly is Escobar. So runners are on first and third. With 2 outs. I think it may be a visit first from the pitching coach.
Fastball, middle of the plate. Doesn't try to do too much. I like the way these guys, like Infante and Prado, they don't try to do too much. They're not trying to hit the ball into next week. Just taking what the pitcher gives you, shoot it out there to the right side, first and third.
Terry Pendleton, with the way he likes to coach, he is a former MVP and, of course, the hitting coach here in Atlanta. He's not necessarily a guy that's going to preach walks and on-base percentage, but he also preaches exactly what you're talking about. I need you putting it in play. I'm not worried about if you walk 3 times in a game. Mickey Hatcher has similar philosophies, and that kind of baseball we're seeing right here with Atlanta, that's Angel-style baseball, too. And that's how he hit, too, Pendleton.
Situational type hitter.
Swing at the strikes.
If 1 run was going to win you the ball game, he'd try to get you 1 run. If you needed a 3-run homer, oh, okay, now I'll try to drive something in the gap or get it out of here.
Prado riding a 12-game hitting streak. He is 0 for 3, a 12-gamer. Change up, 1-0.
Good play by Snyder. We saw big run score last night on a wild pitch with 2 outs. May have to take a look at our good luck kid here sometime soon.
I tell you, as we take a look at the base runners, one and 0 the count, scoreless ball game. Pops it up. One ends up over our head and now down below. There he is. He's trying to hang in there. He is. He's starting to count sheep a little bit. Uh-oh.
Oh, man. Is he hitting that head bob?
Either that or, again, he's pondering the bullpen. The 1-1. What a pitch. Fastball over the outside. I mean, if we send him some sugar, we'll have him for a couple of innings.
I think you're right. Cotton candy?
I think so. 1-2 the count.
Fans getting behind Ian Kennedy. Good to hear.
The 1-2. Got him with a changeup, and I mean way out front. What an outing tonight for Ian. Young man, you were good. Young man, you were good too. 7 innings of shutout baseball for Kennedy. Now, boys, get him some runs.
Show, Todd Walsh along with Joe Borowski. Joe, on the pregame show, I admitted I'm in denial. I didn't want to talk about the bullpen on the pregame show, but it looks like it's coming into play, and we'll probably have to talk about it on the postgame show.
As a man with seniority on the show, you made an executive decision and said we wouldn't talk bullpen on pregame. After a lot of text calls from the fans, I've decided to take the reins and say we're talking bullpen on the postgame.
Executive decision by you. I like
Yeah,
that.
why not?
By the way, in hockey, it's a handshake. Both teams line up.
I got that now. I got it now.
After a series. It's pretty classy.
You explained it. It was good.
Okay. That's Joe Borowski. I'm Todd Walsh. Darren and Mark will send it back to you. We'll see you on Quest Diamondbacks Live.
Good stuff, guys, and look forward to it. Joe getting better with regard to work on the ice. So Flaherty goes to work on the dirt on the mound. The left-hander worked last night, tossed a perfect inning of relief. And you can see there have been a lot of perfect innings. Well, they have some left-handers for you, does Bobby Cox in his bullpen, including the future Hall of Fame closer Billy Wagner. What do you think of Johnny Venters last night? There's another lefty.
That was some stuff that made me very happy I'm retired. No thank you. No better than that young man, no Ian Kennedy.
Chris Snyder drives it center field. McLeod going back over his head off the base of the wall. It sticks there. So an easy stand-up double for Chris Snyder. And a simple question, it's rhetorical because we all know the answer. How good did that feel?
It has to feel fabulous right there. Loving it. Boy, he smokes this ball. Anybody but Kawakami. I mean, ripped short hop right off the center field wall. A leadoff double. Ryan Roberts going to come on now. Hit for Ian Kennedy. I would imagine he's probably going to be asked to bunt, Darren Sutton. What do you think?
I think you may be right. You got a guy who makes good contact in the on-deck circle, although he's facing a lefty. One and 0 the count. Roberts on the year, 231 with a double and 3 RBIs. The infield really looking for that bunt. He's not bunting. He isn't showing it, at least. 1-1.
No, he's going to try and drive one in the gap.
Comfort Zone brought to you by Haynes. Look great in a lay flat collar t-shirt. Atlanta Braves bullpen this series, great work in 8+ innings. The 1-1. That one runs in.
That's a cut fastball O'Flaherty throws up there. Tries to bully these right-handers inside with it. Roberts was able to lay off of it.
Over the top. He pulled the string on him a bit. 2-2 the count.
And he changed up, almost like a split finger type of pitch, Darren.
This Atlanta bullpen allows a little bit under 4 runs per game. League average is 4.4. And of course, Arizona's is nearly 6. Just straight runs per game, not ERA. In on the hands. Does it find the hole? Long throw. Wow. What a play. Escobar had to run away from the destination to which he was throwing the baseball, put enough on it, and managed to get Roberts. The runner has to stay put.
Oh, and getting enough on it. Ryan Roberts runs pretty well. Gets him by a full step. That is a fabulous play by Escobar, and a huge play. So the Diamondbacks decide to disdain the bunt. And unfortunately, an unproductive out off the bat of Ryan Roberts. And now it'll be up to, well, who else? Kelly Johnson. Try to drive in the big run.
Well, why wouldn't it be? He's got 9 hits this year against his old club. Hitting well over 300 against him. As that fastball is high. He's got 3 doubles. He's got 2 homers. All that against his old team.
Also, Flaherty's got a good arm. 93 miles an hour on that fastball. Bobby Cox runs 3 lefties out there with really good fastballs.
3 for his last 4 with runners in scoring position. Kelly Johnson. That one stays high. Last night, watch this homer the other way.
Oh, look at that breaking ball there. What a pitch. 2-2.
Well, he comes flying at you, too, with this delivery. Body just flying at you. And you have stood in that batter's box from that side. It's probably looking like it's coming right at your head. And so all you can do is react and protect.
Exactly, and that's what he's doing there. He's in survival mode now. That was a very good pitcher's pitch there by O'Flaherty, and somehow, some way, Kelly Johnson was able to nip it foul and hope for a mistake here.
Over the top, got him. That's strike 3.
Terrific slider there, down and away.
So now he's got the lefty. And the left-handed hitter on deck in Drew, but he certainly, at least historically, doesn't want to let the lefty face Justin Upton. Though this year, Upton is a completely different hitter against left-handed pitching. And there you have it. I mean, usually, even last year, to use an example, that 217 was about 370. Of course, slugging percentage, you almost giggle when you think of that for Justin Upton. Bobby Cox not much worried about that. He'd rather just go straight. I have my left-handed pitcher. I wanted to face the lefty and Stephen Drew. It's a tall task here for Drew. And that's why. Drops a slider for a strike.
Big rip of a slider down and away.
Steven didn't have a hit against the left-handed pitcher till the end of April. 6 for 37 on the year.
Oh, lousy single. All it take. Not going to get it. Strike 3.
We played 7, still scoreless.
Jody Jackson in the press box with our beat writer on FoxSportsArizona.com, longtime beat writer for the Diamondbacks, Jack Magruder. And Jack's been conducting a web chat with the fans. A lot of questions, I would imagine.
Oh, we've had a lot to talk about. Yeah, Justin Upton, Chris Snyder, trades, the bullpen, a little bit of everything going on right now.
Sure, a lot of creative fans, but I want to focus on the things that you write on our website and so many great stories. And last night in particular, I loved your story about Chipper Jones talking about Kelly Johnson and his comments about Johnson's season so far. What was most interesting to you?
Well, it was terrific that Chipper, who had played with Kelly for 3 years, noticed how he had changed his stroke a little bit this year, changed his approach. Was very impressed with him. He said he could be a 30-home run guy this year. Chipper thought he had really taken the next step forward and was looking like just a top-quality hitter.
All right, thanks, Jack. We'll get back to chatting. And I love the comments. Chipper Jones, high praise from a guy like that for Kelly Johnson. And as we all were, he was very impressed with the opposite field homer.
Good stuff. Continue to chat with Jack online at FoxSportsArizona.com. This is Aaron Heilman going to work. The resume is good. That's a bullet, though, past Rusty Ryle, and into the corner it goes. Upton plays it. He's thinking about a shot, but the throw way off the mark. Right behind is Mark Reynolds to back it up. So, off to the races. And this is a rocket.
Changeup stays inside. Past a sprawling Rusty Ryle and down into the corner. I mean, a rope off the bat of Hayward. Justin plays it nicely, gets it in. He airmails it, but fortunately Mark Reynolds was back there to back it up and keep Hayward at a double. Chipper Jones ain't bunting.
I would think not. As he faces Heilman. Chipper tonight rolled into a double play and has flied to right a couple of times. Fastball grabs the inside corner. 0-1 the count. Aaron playing for several years in New York, and it was Jones. Always so popular, and I say that
public
tongue
enemy
in cheek.
number one.
That's exactly right at Shea Stadium. As a matter of fact, one of his sons named Shea.
He loved it.
Well, there's no bigger compliment than being public enemy number one in that great city. You can see the career numbers. 7 for 14.
And if New Yorkers take time to hate you, you must be really good. They don't hate the middle relievers.
No.
They don't hate the backup infielders or the 250 hitters.
Well, they don't waste their time with
Exactly.
scrubs.
Exactly. If they're going to boo you and get after you, you better be great. And he is.
2-1 the count. Game hanging in the balance. Shoots that one the other way. And Jones is erased.
Got beat by a fastball there.
Almost a funky front foot swing. It's rare when we see that from Chipper Jones. See what you think of this.
Well, he's trying to pull the ball. He's trying to get out and hook that ball, but instead he's just beat by the fastball, and all he can do is just a little lazy fly ball to left, so he'll be disappointed in that one. And I'll bring up Brian McCann.
With a nice history, 4 for 7 and a homer against Heilman. Remember, all that time with the Mets, that's when he'd see these Braves. Fastball misses in, 1-0 the count. Heilman was talking the other day about being a player in that small home locker room at Shea Stadium. And he said if you wanted to have somewhat of a private conversation with one of your teammates, you literally had to leave the locker room. Because there are far more media members than players in that room. For a home locker room at Shea, now it's different at the new ballpark. There was no room at all in that home locker room in Shea. 1-0. Big swing, popped it up. Is there room? Reynolds to the dugout, and it bounces on top of that dugout. So the count 1-1. But even though Heilman, certainly a Midwest guy, grew up in Logan'sville, Indiana, went to Notre Dame, he said, I loved playing in New York. A couple of seasons he lived right there in the city. And then another season he'd live out in Connecticut. Said the drive was much worse from Connecticut. 1-1 the count. Change up misses. 2-1. Two and one. Boy, good
Didn't get the
pitch.
call. Didn't get the call from Joe West. Must have stayed inside. But a pretty good pitch.
Over his last 4+ games, hitters are 0 for their last 8 against Heilman with runners in scoring position. So he's been in a jam. And he's been getting out of it. Can he do it here? Hot shot. He can't do it here. That one rolls into the corner. McCann with a rocket. 1-0. The Braves lead it. Double Hayward. Double McCann. And Heilman, unfortunately, he can't be perfect, which he's been nearly perfect for about 2 months every time out.
3-1 change up. McCann just stays back on it and just pounds it over the head of Ryle into the corner. And unfortunately, the inning that the starter leaves the game throwing a shutout, the bullpen has come in, and the most reliable guy now in Aaron Heilman now having to take a bite out of it.
Gregor Blanco is out there pinch running. And so Troy Gloss now 2 for 5 in his career against Heilman. Atlanta 1, Arizona nothing. Both teams have 5 hits. The Diamondbacks have stranded 9 now in this game. Slider, strike 1. Well, our Amica Insurance hit zone for Troy. Walked, struck out twice. Changeup was high, but he gets a strike out of it anyway. 0-2 the count. Unfortunately, that sums it up a bit.
Gas. That didn't take long.
Not at all. 3 strikeouts for Gloss along with that walk, and here is Eric Hinsky.
And just right by him.
Mel Stoudemire Jr. wants to come out. So tomorrow, we'll be back with you. Day baseball. Be on the air at 12:30. Gracie will be here.
I will.
I'll be here.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm not throwing in the towel. I'm going to be here.
When's your next network assignment? Not tomorrow?
You've got me for 3 more weeks, whether you like it or not.
Not ready for a network assignment. Here's Eric Hinsky. And it's a strike from Heilman. Heck, it was the other day, Friday. I was calling it Fox Saturday Baseball on the air.
That's all right. You were just a day early.
And a few viewers off. High fly ball center field. Unfortunately, Heilman, who has been so good all year long, is touched for a single run. But tonight, a single run is a huge deal. Hander Ian Kennedy tonight. Kennedy, 3 hits in 7 scoreless innings, and we spoke of Kennedy in his first 12 starts as a New York Yankee. That's all the starts he was able to make for the team from the Bronx. He has now made 13 for the Diamondbacks, and how about this, Kennedy? A 3.17 ERA on the season. 3.17, and opponents hit .221 against him after a great outing again tonight. It's a joy to watch him pitch. He is our APS Energy All-Star. Meantime, out of Vermont, Australia, the right-hander and the side-wheeler, Peter Moylan, has done good work. Began his career in the Twins organization in the mid-90s. The new catcher, David Ross, works with him as battery mate behind the plate.
And all Moylan does is go out there just about every single day for Bobby Cox. Throw a lot of sidearm fastballs and breaking balls, and he puts up a lot of zeros.
Gregor Blanco stays in left field. So Hinsky is done. That's last night. These two met up, and what he did, and he's shown him a couple of fastballs to start. He threw him 3 straight sliders away. It looked like it was the same pitch coming out of a pitching machine.
Oh, he got the 2-0 fastball he was probably looking for and just got locked up.
Yeah, funny how pitchers think and remember how they attacked a hitter the night before.
Ouch.
Reynolds up and in, hit by a pitch.
Whatever it takes.
He gets beat up. I got to think just off the top of my head, no one else has been hit more on this Diamondbacks club.
Got the right forearm. Looks like he's got mostly flesh and not any bones, so he'll be just fine. And he's a leadoff base runner.
So now Chris Young.
How about a homer?
I'd love a homer. I mean, I don't know about you. It's interesting there, bunting. On his own?
I don't know. But I like a bunt if the game was tied. If the game was tied, I like the bunt in this situation. But down a run, it's pretty risky play.
Chipper's even with the bag, now comes just about to the grass at third, and instead a pickoff throw. Reynolds, by the way, has now hit 6 times. He's been hit 6 times this year. That puts him up in the top handful in the National League. Fielder, Prince Fielder, has been hit 9 times. Josh Willingham 8. Ricky Weeks 8. And then right up on that list, close to Chase Utley and David Eckstein, Mark Reynolds. Drops down a bunt. That's a straight sacrifice bunt.
It sure is. So it was definitely put on. That's putting a lot of faith in Gerardo Parra and Rusty Ryle. But a very good bunt there by Chris Young. Now you need a base hit from one of these 2 youngsters.
That pitch is low. By the way, Kawakami is now winless in his first 12 starts. That's a feat that hasn't been surpassed since Matt Beach went without a win in his first 15 starts for the Phillies 13 years ago.
I remember that cat.
Yeah. By the way, the Braves have won all 3 of his previous no decisions.
Well, you're full of good news, aren't you?
This is his second of 4 now against the Diamondbacks. Now let's see if Parr can tie this game up. Two and 0 the count. Two and 1 the count.
Parra, that time it was his turn to foul back a good pitch to hit. You could see him get disgusted with himself for missing it.
2-1. High fly ball into right center field. A couple of brains get together. They collide. Oh, boy. Racing around the bases. Here they come. Parra will come all the way on around. The throw to the plate. The slide. He is in there. And inside the park home run for Gerardo Parra. But now, more importantly, Nate McLeod is hurt. Big hit for the Diamondbacks, but Nate McLeod is hurt. A violent collision. The break is that the Diamondbacks cash in with a 2-run homer, an inside the park homer. But certainly a violent collision with those two. Hayward, a mammoth man, colliding with McLeod.
Yeah, the little guy took the brunt of that one. Well, you could just see it coming too, Darren. You can just see them coming together right now. I think it was just more of a just low bridged him, undercut him. Reynolds going to score easily, and Parra just going all the way. Augie's waving him. Everybody's waving him. Come on. That's a great shot of Augie. Looks like obviously McLeod shook up, but it didn't look like, other than just a little shook up, maybe got his bell rung a little bit. It doesn't look like he did anything that may put him on the DL. Let's just hope he's okay. He's still holding his head, got a phone ringing in his head right now.
Dave
but
Edwards.
He's moving fine.
Yeah, that's the key.
That's what you want to see. You know, you don't have to worry about possible paralysis or something like that, and I've seen that on baseball fields.
Necks, knees, things like
Yes.
that, Gracie. That's what you're talking about. Boy, does he ever call for this ball?
I don't think anybody ever calls for it. He takes a peek at the big fella, and then bang. And then I think he just got some whiplash. He landed on his neck and really came over head over heels.
Dave Edwards has come out from the Diamondbacks training staff just to check.
Now let's hope the young man's okay, because he's going to be okay. Much respect, young man. Much respect.
5'11", 180. Running into a big fella who's 6'5", 240, and they both were running full speed, trying to help their pitcher out and keep the ball game in its proper place for the Braves. Meantime, Arizona's able to cash in.
How about an inside the park homer?
For the second time this year, the other one on opening day, Stephen Drew hit it, and it's a Fulton Holmes home run. Another $150 to the Arizona Mountain Rescue Association. Melky Cabrera's in center. First home run since July 25th, 2009 for Gerardo Parra. He hit it off of Matt Capps, who now closes games for Steve Strasburg in Washington. McLeod comes out to a nice welcome back from the crowd. I think more than anything, Grace, you were right on. The neck maybe, but not serious. Got his bell rung pretty good. I think when he hit the ground, just knocked the wind out of him hard.
His whole body came, it looked like all the weight was on his neck, on the back of his neck, and I think that just maybe briefly lost consciousness, something like that. You're not going to win many battles running into that big 20-year-old out there in right field. Gerardo Parra will take it.
So one out. By the way, with that home run, also another $10,000 has been raised to support prostate cancer research. To make a donation, call 1-800-798-CURE or go online to www.pcf.org. our home run challenge. Pitches away. Adam LaRoche called upon to pinch hit. Jed Qualls ready to go. That pitch is away from Moylan. 3-0 the count. What a turn of events. Ball hung up for a long time. You knew it was well struck, but you thought it was caught.
Between the speed of those two guys out in the outfield, yeah, you thought it had enough hang time.
Melky Cabrera is ready to go. And he is out there. By the way, replay fueled by Gatorade. Go to foxsportsarizona.com to vote for D-backs top replay moment. Replay fueled by Gatorade on foxsportsarizona.com.
Very well done there, Darren.
The 1-0. Suddenly, he's just nibbling and missing.
Now, all of a sudden, Moylan's the one shook up. You're worried about Nate McLeod and his health. And let's hope he's okay. But right now, Moylan, ever since that collision, has not thrown a strike. And you can see he's got some indecision because he's throwing over on Adam LaRoche, who's not going to run.
Missing a lot. 2-0. Pitch is low. 3-0. And of course, for Aaron Heilman, who was hanging on the hook for a loss, he'd tell you I'd much rather put a 0 up there. Keep it at a 1-0 game if they were to score, but instead he has the lead 2-1. And the count is 3-1. Connor Jackson. Kojak waits on deck. The 3-1. 3-2 the count. Three-two. I threw him a slider, a 3-2 slider. And recall, if you were watching last night, the sliders he threw to Mark Reynolds. I mean, wicked whipping breaking balls away. There was nothing there.
Now that one was just a frisbee that did nothing.
Well, a chance to add on now. And a chance for Connor Jackson.
They want to try to get Chad Qualls, who's warming up in the bullpen. He's going to be called on to save the ball game. Any closer will tell you, like Joe Borowski, a former closer, man, that add-on run makes such a difference. If you can get one late, get it to be a 2-3 run lead rather than a 1-run lead, then you got a little wiggle room.
Ball misses outside, so continuing to be out of the zone. That is 15 that have missed and 7 that have been strikes.
Yeah, 2 walks and a hit batsman. All around a inside the park homer. That
2-0.
really got Connor.
Connor right now riding through a mini 5-game hitting streak. 6 for 14 during that time. Starting to hit a little bit more. 3 walks during that time as well. So, while also homering against Ubaldo Jimenez. Let's hope we can get a little bit more out of Comer as it gets later in the summer. 2-1. Let's hope he can bring the heat this June.
Really?
The 2-1. Bouncing ball right side. All they will get is Chris Snyder. Connor reaches on a fielder's choice ground out. And now, Kelly Johnson with a chance to give a little bit more pain one more time before tomorrow's ball game against his old club. He has doubled tonight in 4 trips. He's got 9 hits and a 300-plus average against the Braves this year with 3 doubles and 2 homers. And Bobby is tired of seeing him hurt his old club. Of course, he walks out as a skipper, not with those running shoes or turf shoes. That's a manager that makes his pitching. This is the scary part. And obviously McLeod got up, walked off without any help. That's the good news. So the Diamondbacks with the miscommunication and collision between Atlanta Brave outfielders McLeod and Hayward cash in, and because of that they have the lead by a score of 2-1. That's where we stand, and now Christian Martinez takes the baseball. A couple of perfect innings 2 nights ago. Struck out 3 in the outing. Was called up from AAA Gwinnett. Appeared in 12 games in relief. Got knocked around a bit, an ERA of 5 in AAA. So that one misses wide. 1-0 the count. Kelly Johnson.
Time to add on this hard-hitting second baseman.
LaRoche is at third. Connor is at first. 1-1 the count. Little topper, leaping, charging, attempting to make the play. Got him. I mean, just in time, his old mate and the man who essentially sent him to Arizona sends him to the inning-ending groundout. Prado. Presents Diamondbacks Baseball, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Visit southwest.com. Grab your bag. It is on. By Quest High-Speed Internet. Blazing fast speeds that won't burn up your wallet. And by your Valley Hyundai dealers. Time for the 7th inning stretch. Your dollar. Hyundai. Now the most fuel-efficient car maker in America. ValleyHyundaiDealers.com. What a beautiful shot of the night sky over the desert. Let's hope the night sky outside of this ballpark smiles in on right-hander Chad Qualls. Qualls looking to lock this ball game down. Boy, did he have to really limp through his last outing, though in the end, when you look back at the line, it wasn't anything that will scare you because there were no runs allowed, but there were 3 walks in the outing. But his last 3 appearances, he hasn't given up a hit.
Well, his job is to save the ball game. In his last 3, he's won a ball game and saved the other 2. So he's been, well, perfect.
That's exactly right. Of course, really struggled in San Francisco. 2 innings, 4 runs. Continues to piece things together as that one is high and inside. 2-0 the count. Adam LaRoche stays in and is at first. Chad rocks and fires. There we go, over the outside. Ground ball pitcher. He ended the ball game with a beautiful double play. Not a sinker, it was topped, and that was all she wrote. The 2-1. Outside, 3-1 the count.
Got the bottom of the order for Chad Qualls. You can't roll it up any better. There's strike 2.
He's got that kind of sinker, and we've watched it for a couple of years now. You can just start it down the middle. And with that electric dive, contact, if it's thrown right, puts it on the ground. Instead, it's ball 4. So Qualls, as he did in his last outing, struggling in finding the strike zone. It's with a bit of a glass half full approach that I share with you, and it's logical that with that sinker, he can throw 1 pitch and a double play cleans things right up.
That's exactly right. Now it's time for Bobby Cox to make a choice. Is he going to bunt in this situation with Melky Cabrera? Me personally, I wouldn't.
I tell you, Reynolds 2 steps onto the grass. That one is a strike. 0-1 the count.
The ball came back to the inside corner. The risky thing about not bunting, as you see Brian Snitker going through the signs over there at third base for the Braves, is by not bunting, you risk that double play ball that Chad Qualls is so adept at getting.
Ground ball, and it's a foul ball. So now the count 0-2. Crowd will start to get alive for a strikeout here, but you still hope for the ground ball and the double play.
Chad likes to go to his slider with 2 strikes. Let's see if he goes with it. You've got to block it up if you're Chris Snyder.
Oh, my goodness, over the top of that.
What a slider that was.
I mean, he hooked that one. That arm so far on top of it almost turned over.
It just went straight down. Snyder wants it in. He doesn't get it in, but man, look at the tilt on that pitch. Straight down it goes. Nowhere near it was Cabrera.
So now Brooks Conrad. Conrad, before the game, was able, while doing a little bit of stretching and joining Jody Jackson on our pregame show, to go over and say hello to all his buddies. A little bit older than those guys now, but wish Arizona State's baseball team well. They were all here tonight. And that is where he played his college ball. Brooks 0 for 2 in this series. And it's 5 for 18 with a homer and 2 doubles as a pinch hitter. So about 278.
That homer was a walk-off grand slam against the Philadelphia Phillies a couple of weeks ago.
And that doesn't happen very often. Right down Broadway.
Down the middle. Boy, I'll tell you what, Darren. I had to do a lot of pinch hitting my last year in the major leagues. And boy, you get that first one down the middle and you take it. You're just like, oh, no, I can't believe I just did that. I've been waiting around this whole game for this one at bat. Boy, you want to hit that one.
Outside. Reynolds way off the line. Outfield couldn't be more straight up. Infield double play depth, maybe in a step in the middle. And of course, LaRoche on the bag holding the runner. I mean, Mark way off the line. These two have met up just one time a couple of days ago. Conrad grounded out right out in front of the plate. Runner goes to throw down. Is not in time. Stolen base.
Good jump there from Escobar. That's his 4th stolen base of the season. Now the double play no longer in order. Gets a good jump. Snyder throws it up the line. It's 1-2. The count is 1-2. That was a called strike there.
One out. 1-2 the count. Swing and a miss. That's strike 3. So you have a stolen base, but that man is still at second. And again, a slider that I'm telling you, he is really on top of.
Man, that's another slider that Snyder wanted in. Qualls, I mean, just really got on top of that slider, and the bottom fell out of it. Man, it's a big-time slider, those last 2 we've seen.
Martin Prado. Remember, he ended the ball game. And his only time he has faced Chad Qualls. Shot a hole to the right side of the infield. Bouncing ball this time. Drew plays it. Fielding. Firing. Ball game. The Diamondbacks hold on, and they do so now, taking 2 of 3 from the Atlanta Braves, taking 2 of 3 from the Colorado Rockies. Prior to that, an inside the park home run by Gerardo Parra. And he didn't get the decision, but I'll tell you this right now, Ian Kennedy was great tonight.
He was fabulous. And Parra, he got the big hit, but wow, what a game. Crazy game.
Crazy to say the least. Of course, home run tonight, $10,000 raised for prostate cancer research. To make a donation, call 800-798-CURE or go online to www.pcf.org. The Diamondbacks winning. And certainly good stuff to talk about in our post-game show. Let's get it on out there. I'm sure Todd, I'm sure Joe, they have a whole lot of good things to talk about, including a unique winning homer. Guys, take it away.